Oh yes. Oh yes. How y'all doing out there today? How y'all doing, y'all? We are live again, y'all. WFTB 104.1 FM tab, Nashville Gospel Radio. We are in the building today, Monica. It's so good to have you again as my guest. Now I'm messing with you. I got to get it in there. How you doing over there, Monica?
I'm good. How about
I'm
yourself?
doing well. You got anything you want to say to the people before we get started tonight,
No,
young
just
lady?
welcome. Come on in the room, and don't forget to subscribe to Sacrificial Conversations and spread the word.
And spread the word, y'all. I want to start out a little bit today, y'all. It has been a great week for us. We were able to go on vacation. And y'all, when I tell you all, it was a blessing, y'all. The last couple of vacations that we've actually taken, and I'm not, y'all. We've been blessed with these vacations. We haven't had to pay for this. God has been showing out, like giving us, pouring into us. And when I tell you that to get those type of things poured into you all, we were able to go and rest. It's amazing that you got to get away just to rest. Didn't ain't that how you felt that we had to literally get away? Because when we're home, what? Well,
The phone's ringing. We got duties around the house to do. So when you are at the hotel, you have the option of just really relaxing or going out to sightsee. So
absolutely,
yeah, and
absolutely.
eat good. I'm gonna leave that out.
Yeah, we gotta put the eating good in there. But I gotta say this, y'all. We had a hard time getting back home from the airport. That was the only bad thing about our whole situation was the airport. You
It
want
wasn't that bad.
it wasn't bad. It looked like we
We
weren't
had
gonna.
a delay. And when we got to the airport, there was nobody there. I mean, meaning like workers.
Yeah,
It
no
was a lot
workers.
of travelers, but no workers. And we were like, okay. So we were trying to stay positive because I was like, we're not gonna put any negativity out in the atmosphere. So people were laying on the floor. It was just a sight to see. But then they started straggling in. And then I guess once we got on the plane, thought we were going to take off. And we didn't have, I guess you're supposed to have two pilots. We only had one. And so they had to call in, I guess what is it called?
A standby
Standby
pilot,
pilot.
y'all. So
And he has 2 hours to get to the airport. So we were just sitting on the runway patiently, waiting for that
I wasn't patient. She was patient. I was not patient. So
patiently
let's be. I'm gonna
waiting
be
because
honest.
there was nothing else that we could do.
Yeah. Well, you
But
could complain. Now let me stop.
no, but we had but we did have an awesome flight attendant. So
Yes,
you
we
gotta
did.
pull the positive.
And you're right,
Yeah.
and that's how we're gonna lead into this conversation tonight. You got to put the positive into every
Try to
situation
tell you
because
because what could you have done?
absolutely,
What got off
absolutely,
the plane? No, and y'all we had awesome seats. We had A seats.
yeah,
The letter A is an apple. So don't let him deter you. Yeah. And the only thing I got to say is when we got to Nashville, we couldn't land. And that was frustrating because they had to kept going around and around and it was flying low. And I felt like I was getting, I don't know what's the word. It was like nauseous because we just kept, I don't know, we had like a little turbulence, and I guess because it was flying so low, it was just doing some things. But that's the only
Yeah.
part that I could say that was a little rough. And then once we got off the airplane, I have never in my life seen that many people at the airport.
It was y'all. It was scary looking. And I was like, "Is something going on?" When we got off, I was like, "But nevertheless, y'all, let's get to this amazing sacrificial conversation that we're gonna have tonight on this radio show, y'all. One of my worship leader team members hit me up, and I got to give it up for my tab girls, because me and Sid are the only two guys that's up there singing worship with these young ladies, and these ladies put it in. And
Yes, they do.
one of my teammates came and told me about this young lady, you all, and she said, "Teddy, you need to interview this person." And you have to understand, y'all, we're always looking for a great piece or a great conversation to put out there so someone can be inspired, or someone can show you that their faith and how strong they are, even in the midst of things going on in their life. They're able to stand, they're able to be strong. And tonight we had someone, y'all, that's gonna bless your socks off. I promise you all, y'all better understand this. She's gonna bless you all with what she's gonna let us know. And we're gonna talk about these things because I'm gonna let her talk about it. But I'm gonna pick. We gonna play tennis today. But how you doing, first of all, Miss Fatima? How you doing,
I
Miss?
am doing well.
Let
I'm blessed
me
of the Lord.
wait a minute. Let me say it correctly. Evangelist.
Oh,
Yes, get it
Fatima
right. Put that
Foster.
title
I want to
on
make
there.
sure because people don't understand. You can't put these things in front of your name if you're not doing the work.
that's right. That's
Okay,
right.
it's so many people that put these titles in front of their name, but they're not doing the work. And it's just talking to you a couple of things, just the conversation we just had a couple of minutes ago let me know that you're putting in the work. But talking to my worship leader let me know personally what's going on, what you've been doing in your life. So say hi to the people, give us a small resume, let us know anything you want to let us know about you real quickly. Kids, husband, give us the business.
No
Miss
problem.
Evangelist.
First of all, Ted and Monica, thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
And for my sister Amanda for putting us together this divine time. So basically, I'm a wife. I'm a mother of one daughter that is a senior this year in college. And yeah.
Oh, you made it. You made
she
it.
made it. She's making it a great basketball player. Then on top of that, I work a regular job, and I just love the Lord and all that He has imparted in me to instill into the people. And then I do some songwriting, and then there's a group called Friends in Ministry that we just started, been together for about 3 years. So yeah, I'm mom, wife, just friends to the people, and I just, just little old me.
It's good that you said just little old you, which is a beautiful thing, and that's a great way. Always be humble, and I want to dive into a little bit what you were just talking about. You said that you've written music, the group that you're in. Can you tell us a little bit about that? But let's start there. It's an all girls group, am I correct?
Mm-hmm. It's an all females group.
Okay.
My vision was to have any and everybody, but then once it started, God just brought some people to my mind to ask this individual and this individual, and it ended up being a female group, and they are a bunch of lovely young ladies. We developed this sisterhood, and they grabbed onto the vision. And one person I have to really thank is Lady A from the Tab.
Okay.
She's the one that kind of pushed me out there. She heard a song that I wrote that I presented at a seminar, which was, if you know, SETI P and the Victory Division.
Yeah, I definitely don't see that.
I went there, and Lady A heard one of my songs, and she was the one that hit me up and said, "Where have you been? You need to start writing music. I see that you can do this." And so she helped me get out there by going through GMWA. And I submitted 3 songs, but the most simplest song that I thought wouldn't get picked got picked, called Comes From Above. And so that's the one we recorded and as a group, and we're going to do our single release this weekend.
Where's it going to be released at?
It's going to be on all media platforms.
Okay.
It's coming out the exact day we're having our anniversary. So just be looking for it. Comes From Above. Everything good comes from above. James 1:17.
I love it. I love it. You got anything you want to ask, Mom?
So, how many women are in your group?
Altogether, it's 7 of us.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's
That's
7
a lot.
of us. Yeah. And I thank God for the vision, but I thank God for the women that not only did I ask, but Amanda came and saw the group. Well, she didn't see it all together. She just said one day, "I want to be a part of Friends in Ministry." And I said, "Okay, come on." And she came on, and she has stayed with us. She ain't gone nowhere, so I hope she doesn't.
You got a strong one right there.
Yeah, and then we just, another young lady, Sharita, she ended up joining, and then we asked another young lady that came in, and that's it. God's like, this is where we need to be. And now it's all about perfecting praise and worship, because we're not a quartet group. We're more of a praise worship, contemporary jazz. So we kind of put it all together.
Yeah, all genres. Gumbo is what I call it. Gumbo. I try to
That good
be a gumbo
gumbo.
worshiper myself. I like it all. Okay,
Exactly.
so you can give me some of everything. So real quick, what inspired the single that's being released? What inspired that song? Because you said you wrote it, correct?
I wrote it.
All right, give me the inspiration.
Funny thing about it is I wrote it some years ago. So that song is almost 15, 20 years old.
Wow.
But when I wrote it, it was my offering to the Lord. So it kind of has that little offering sound to it. But what really inspired the song is, when you're going through something, you want to hear a slow song, he saw the best in me or something like that.
Yeah.
But God kept putting in my spirit, I need you to sing Comes From Above. And I was like, well, God, that don't fit what I thought should fit. And so he went ahead and I started singing that song because my dad had a heart attack some years ago. And then my mom had 2 strokes. And then my daughter had to go through surgery. And then I started going through some health issues as well. And he kept saying, sing that song. And I was like, why? And so in my spirit, I kept that song relevant or present. And then after that, it ended up getting chose for GMWA, and now we're recording it. So that's my offering song to the Lord.
That is amazing.
Yes, that is amazing.
Yeah.
So did you, I know you went to Austin P what did you go to Austin P for?
Austin P.
Give it
I
up.
went for business.
For business. Okay.
So I studied general business, and that's what I did there. And then from there, I expanded. And since the calling, I went to Emmanuel Bible College.
Come on.
For
okay.
the call to learn more in the calling, because it's good to know the word, but it's better to get more knowledge and profound in what the word has. I didn't want to have a title evangelist just to be having it. I wanted to be like the Bible, make your calling and election sure. So I had to be sure about the calling and then also study what I'm sure about.
Absolutely. So what did you actually take at the Bible College? What were some of the courses that pushed the evangelism in you to, go to the next level with this thing?
Well, most colleges, they teach mainly theology.
Right.
So you got that theology part of it. They teach you kind of like scriptural writing. It's pretty much like writing a letter. But you got to know how to place everything so you won't bore the people.
Wow.
So you teach that, they teach that, and then they teach us also how to be compassionate to minister to all people. Because, sometimes when it comes to the church, we got our little rocks, and I can say this because by being a pulpit, my dad is a pastor, so I'm a PK.
Okay.
But, some churches have their rocks and they have their one idea of what's wrong. Instead of ministering it in love and compassion, you can hear some anger come from the pulpit. And that's why a lot of people don't want to go into the church. We all have issues from the pulpit to the back door. And if somebody was to knock on your door or open up some of your can of worms, as they say, you'll be quiet. But my prayer is, as an evangelist, God, teach me compassion to draw, no matter what it is that person is going through, because we all have issues. We all one step from hearing him say, depart from me, thou worker of iniquity. So what I love about being an evangelist is the opportunity to go out and just minister. And the only thing about evangelism is you're more of a hype person for God. You might not save a lot of people, but you're more the hype person, and you get people in the mindset of, you know what, that regenerated me, that restored me, that makes me want to go back for more word and understand what God has for me and what his path is and what his purpose is all about. And that's what I love speaking about, God's love and his purpose.
That was amazing.
So I have a quick question, because I know you say you're a songwriter, but you went to school for business. So did you not want to go into learning about the songwriting in school?
So the funny story behind that is my dad owned a grocery store. Do y'all remember Hamilton Plaza grocery store? Well, there's a place, it used to be, it's called something else now. I can't think of where we went to sing that night off of Hamilton Plaza. But it was a grocery store, and my mom and dad were the first Black owners of that store that lasted for 2 years. So I went into business because eventually that store was going to be turned over to me. And some unfortunate things happened. So then I just continued with the general business part. But I think I'm going to eventually go and study some more of the writing techniques just to sharpen the tool.
Absolutely.
And then one more question. So how long have you been writing and how did you get off into writing?
Writing for years, and I got off into it just going and listening to different people in seminars, and it just something about writing songs that will minister to the heart of people. So I just started just jotting down little things and going to seminars and trying to learn how to do more. Because sometimes back then having 2 lines was not enough. Now people can sing 2 lines and it's the best song out there. But that's what got me into it. I just started seeing different people write, like y'all was playing a lot of old school, so James Cleveland and some of the music that he had out there, Andre Crouch and their music, the Hawkin family and
Absolutely,
the Winans.
girl.
I started listening to those songs and I was like, God, I want, if you will, just bless me to do that, because it's something about ministering in music that lifts the spirit. It's a universal language, so that's how I started getting into it.
Okay. Do you play any instruments or anything?
I play the keyboard.
Oh,
Come on.
So I do play that, so I get an opportunity to help
these-
out certain churches every once in a while. I play for my home church, and then I play for a Sabbath Day church in Madison, and then sometimes I get calls to just sit in and substitute. So I do the substitution type thing.
Now, I'm I'm around real. You play, or you tinkle, you play with it.
It depends,
'Cause
because I'm one of those. Send me the music first, so I can make sure that we're all on the same.
Make sure you
No,
know the
yeah,
pattern. Make sure you know the
exactly,
intros, outros, all that.
exactly,
But if you lock in, you can get it from the you that good where you can hold it down.
I can hold it down. Yeah,
That is amazing. I love when I see a female that plays keys. That is something special. Also drummers. I love female drummers.
now that's
So
my daughter. So we're like the music
oh
team.
wow.
it's so crazy that you said that. My daughter took drums as well, and she was a basketball player, but she actually now plays for Campbellville, the flag football team,
Okay,
and
yeah.
they're doing amazing. They're doing amazing. So
Awesome.
yeah, but girl, it's Miss Foster. I done get comfortable with y'all already.
That's
I done
all right.
I done got too comfortable that quick right there, y'all. We comfortable out here, but I see right here that you say that you have been able to bring in different artists like Tally Rogers, Paul Porter, Lemmy Battle. We was
Yes.
actually in the presence of Miss Battle
I love
not too
her.
long ago, and we was for the Stellar Awards week. We was actually blessed to be in her presence, and she performed that night when we was there. You know, and we was actually with our pastor, First Lady, Lady Adrian, and our pastor, Pastor Freeman. But what type of business is it that you bring? I mean, is it?
I'm into gospel promotion, so I started one about 6 years. It might be longer than that, but really doing it in the Franklin area. So it's called Fat Keys Music Ministry. And of course, we always have to have one of those little quotes. So my quote is, God, purpose is our priority. And so we just bring different singers into the Franklin area. And if I can go to Dixon, I'll do it there. Just any and everywhere. So that's how much I love music.
Right.
Besides writing it, I like to bring people in and so they can experience the worship experience instead of just seeing people on TV. It's like, let's bring them here. And so not only Lemmy Battles, we brought in, what's the lady that did God Did It? Oh, she don't kill me for not knowing remember the name. I'll think of it later. But she sings God Did It. And we brought her as well. And we're hoping next year to get started back because COVID kind of shut everything
It
down.
slowed a lot down for a lot of
it
people.
It really did. So we're going to get started back up hopefully next year. And we got somebody in mind that we're getting ready to bring in. And we're going to be working with GMWA, the Nashville chapter that Amanda is over. Okay. And so we're going to collaborate together and bringing in an artist that I think everybody would like.
Absolutely, absolutely.
That is awesome, awesome, awesome. So, do you all ever have like, I don't want to say concerts or things to announce the new artist?
It just depends on where we're singing, and then we'll announce it that way. You know, you have your different social medias and things like that. So when we start getting somebody in mind, we'll start putting it on social media, and then hopefully we'll get with the different radio stations and churches. Because my thing is, I want to bring this is how I feel about it. I want to bring music to the different churches, but I want to also bring light to those churches so far as where if somebody's looking for a church and they'll be like, oh, I never thought about going to this church. Let me see what it's all about on Sunday after the concert on Saturday.
Yes,
So that's why I'm trying to get with different churches because it's like we helping each other.
Going back to the evangelizing.
Yes, it's all in me.
We going to bring that all, that's a full circle. You're going to bring it back to evangelizing. And I love that about this situation. You're releasing the project this weekend, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Are you under any label right now? Anything with this project is independent?
We're doing it independently.
Okay. So what's your route? What's the ways you're gonna get it out there and get this music out?
So, like I said, we're doing all social media platforms. So that'll be the Spotify. So you download all the different gospel apps and things like that. We're hoping to get it out there on YouTube. And then, of course, we still have old school. So we're going to have a couple of CDs out there. Even if I have to do tapes, I would do those too.
Absolutely.
8 tracks or whatever.
And we definitely, when it's produced and ready, definitely send us a copy because we definitely, I know my pastor, we'll find it and we'll be able to put it on one of our shows one day. And we'll spotlight it for you. That'll be something that we can do. So we're going to take a shift in the conversation right now. When I talked to Amanda about you, she told me one thing that really stood out, okay? And this thing stood out for me, and I'm a survivor of something. And this is why anytime I hear someone that's a survivor of anything, abuse, drug addiction, anything, but when you're a survivor, it's something special in that because you have to understand that it takes strong faith. It takes believing in God. It takes you to change your lifestyle. My girl came and said, she told me you was a breast cancer survivor.
Yes, I am. Thank God. To God be the glory on that.
I'm gonna let you dive in on this. When I heard it, I was like, okay, a lot of people don't like I say, when you are a survivor of something, that's when you understand where it could mentally take you, what it could do for you. So we don't want everybody to always think that we're going to be positive all the time. Thank you, because you go to different places with this. So talk about that and how what were some of the steps that you took to overcome the breast cancer, or just talk a little bit about that real quick, and we're going to give you a little bit to talk about that.
No problem. So when I got diagnosed about it, then the first thing I was like, okay, that's fine. I think the nurses were more upset or sadder than I was, but I already know who God was. So first of all, I had to put that faith out there.
Hold on. Oh my goodness. When I was diagnosed with diabetes, when he first told me that, I think that he was more nervous than I was because I had to be like, okay, I heard what he said. Now I got to change everything that I'm doing. And I immediately like, okay, we're gonna. At first, when I heard it, it hit me hard. But afterwards, I was like, okay, we're gonna get this. We're gonna get this. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
I had to throw that in there. Come on.
So mine was a phone call, and she was like, "We're gonna take care of you. We're so sorry." I was like, "Okay," and she kind of got quiet. She was like, "Well, we're gonna do everything we can." I said, "Okay," because like I said, I got the diagnosis. These are the facts, but now faith has got to overcome the facts. And so that's where I started, and they told me everything I had to go through, the surgery, did the surgery and everything. And then of course, I'm free from the cancer, but what ended up happening, my statistically wise, my numbers came out higher for it to return. And so then I have to go through the chemo and the radiation. So I had to do both of those. The thing about it is now this is where it kind of got to me a little bit. I said, if I'm free, then why do I have to go through all this?
Wow.
If I'm free. But then they said we need to do some preventive measures because of the numbers, it can come back. Now, to have faith is good. One thing I noticed that when a lot of people get the diagnosis of cancer, the first thing they do is get angry. But the first thing I did was start praising God because you get angry at it, and then your mind is already in a bad place. So what I did is I said, God, before I go there mentally, let me start praising you for what I'm going through. And then when I started going through, the next step was, you hear people say, oh, God's got you. You know, we're going to pray. We're going to do this. But now I have to change my delivery to other people that's going through. Because, yeah, you understand God got you, but it is a lonely walk. I don't care how many people pray for you and call and see if you're okay. It's when you're in that room by yourself,
Yes.
it becomes mentally challenging. And that's what people don't tell you, because, you know, they say your hair will fall out. I said, okay, well, that's fine. But they don't tell you what to be ready for when your hair falls out. Because when you see little strands here and there, that's okay. But that one day when you're in the shower and all of a sudden clumps start coming out and you combing your hair and clumps coming out, that started my mental challenge. Because now it's like I have no hair. And now I'm looking at myself. I called a young man and he did my head and he took me to his private spot, and he was a barber. I call him my son. And he shaved my head and all that. And then when I looked at it, I almost wanted to cry, because now I don't even recognize myself.
Can I make you laugh a little bit right there? Okay, so I'm a hairstylist. Okay, that's my other profession. And if I was at the bowl or in the chair and clumps of hair started coming out as I'm combing anyone's head, and that's their head, I would lose it because of the profession I'm in, and I would, behind them, I would lose it. Like literally, I would be like, okay, what happened? Did I do something wrong?
Right.
So I'm trying to ask the proper question. Going through that and watching your hair fall, because I've had customers who went through it as well.
Yes.
But you said that it did it traumatize you? Did it what places did it take you to?
It took me to a mental, it took me to a mental breakdown then. Because even though the young man, he saw, you know, they had to see me without my hair, and I had to praise God. His name is young man named Darius, because he looked at me and he said, "Can I just pray?" And we went through prayer, and I hugged him. His wife prayed, and just literally, I'm strong when it comes to crying. You know, I feel like I have tough skin, but that time, I couldn't hold it in, because when I looked in the mirror, I was a whole different person. So. Even to this day, even though the hair is starting to come back, I had to reintroduce myself to me in the mirror every day.
Goodness.
And I literally would walk to the mirror and see myself and say, oh, hey, you know, literally, because I was a whole nother person. I wasn't me. It's like having an out-of-body experience. But thank God that still people were calling and saying, keep it up, you got this, we got this with you, and having praying sisters and all that. That really helped. But the one thing you got to do is you got to stay positive within yourself. Like David, you got to encourage yourself as well, because if you don't believe that you can get better, you won't.
We gonna rewind your voice again. We gonna rewind, and we gonna push that back out there one more time. And you got to say it with conviction. What you just said.
Like David, you got to encourage yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself, then it's going to be hard to do. And I was there. I was like, God, what am I going to do? And then I'm going to tell you this experience. I laid down one day, thought I was having a peaceful moment, and I just laid on my back, and to me, I thought everything was good. But you know, they say that idle mind is the devil's workshop.
Absolutely.
What ended up happening, this is what I literally felt. I felt a arrow come right into my right temple lobe, just as plain. And I was like, what's going on? And then I started having some of the most craziest thoughts of, you know, why are you here? You hear the birds outside, you hear the cars going by. that's how death is going to be. The world is going to keep going without you. You just go through all these crazy thoughts, and nobody is going to be your friend. Watch, I'm gonna show you. Devil just talking. I'm gonna show you how all your friends going to drop off. Nobody's going to call you. You just going to be walking in this alone. And I said, wait a minute. I had to set up and be like David. Yea, though I walk through the valley of shadow of death. That was my mind. That was my shadow of death.
Absolutely.
I will fear no evil because thou art with me. Because I said, now, God, I love life. But even suicide went through my mind. Why, maybe I shouldn't be here. I don't like this feeling. I don't like going through turmoil. But your test is always going to be your biggest testimony. And you just got to get through it. And I had one lady that told me, she said, evangelist, and I didn't think about it until she said it. You thought you preached then on this side. You thought you sung on this side. You thought you wrote songs on this side. She said, wait till you get through. She said, now you got another level of testimony, praise, and worship, and preaching of the word. And I've started seeing how God is starting to elevate in that area.
I've been blessed to minister, and be able to preach. And this is one thing God has put on me. He told me that people have to understand that your best message, your best preached message, not a word is said. Mm-hmm. People don't understand me when I say that sometimes. You don't have to say a word to preach your best message. It's the way you live through something. It's the way someone sees how you make it through a situation like this. You are going to preach to so many people by just your spirit, how you walk, how you deal with this, and how you are able to put it out there like, okay, yeah, we got this. And you had to have that mentality. You had to preach. You had to preach to yourself every day.
Yes.
You had to wake up and say, okay, and I say this because now it's a situation I have to work out every day now because and this is getting to my I don't know if you was gonna ask this question or not, Monica, but this is getting to my next question. What's some of the things that you have had to change? Because like literally I have to work out or do some type of exercising to help me from just another recent situation I just came out of, because when I just sit idle and I don't do something, sometimes I can feel chest pains. I can feel, and automatically people don't understand. Your mind goes places. You be sitting there saying, okay, is it finna happen again? You better get yourself together. Are you about to have a heart attack? So I literally have to wake up every day and say, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do me some leg lifts. I tell people every day, if you had any heart trouble, work out your legs, work out the lower part of your body, and that's going to help pump the blood up to your heart. Up. And so I had to change something. I had been changing the way I eat because of my diabetes, but even in changing the way the eating habit, I still had a heart attack. But what's some of the things that you had to change as a cancer survivor? And I know it was some big things. So break that down, girl. Come on, give us that.
So basically, just trying to eat more healthy, because they tell you that for women, it's the sugar content or starch is what brings in a lot of the cancer, because our body doesn't know how to store it properly. And so that ends up happening. So I just started eating they tell you less bread, as much as I love bread.
Yes.
Look, you see how she rolls up when you said bread.
Yeah,
I was like,
oh Lord Jesus. I was like, bread, are you sure? But they was like, well, go to wheat bread. They different types. I know, I feel you on that. And I was like, that feels funny when I was eating wheat bread anyway, but it was like, now I got to really order it. I want to order it at free will, not because I've been made to. So you got to watch what you eat. And then I'm on different kind of medications, but I just don't do the medications alone. I see some of the natural things out there because I'm like, why not do both to kind of help? And one thing that I like to encourage people, when you're going through these type of situations, find a good support system. I have a best friend from college. Her mama passed of cancer, and one thing that helped out a lot is she didn't miss a beat. Once I started chemotherapy, she called me every day for 6 months. She did not miss a beat. She made sure I was okay mentally. And we just sat and talked and things like that. And she'll say, yeah, my mom went through this. And she'll be like, how are you doing? And so she never missed a beat. Then radiation, She called me every day all the way through. And then the calls started, kind of because we got busy lives, but always have you a good support system. And like I said, when I went through that mental break at that one time, and I even put it on Facebook like, whoa, something just happened to me mentally that became challenging. I had more people, like 100 and some people that just say, hey, this is not you. Cause I'm a quiet individual and I like to do my struggles internally. But I had to realize you got to speak up and speak out, because trying to
wait. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
I am sorry for interrupting you. But when a nugget gets out there, you got to make sure that it's heard properly. Mm-hmm. Okay. You said that if you was gonna go through this thing by yourself because you like internalizing things. You like to do things by yourself.
Yes.
But when you go through something like this or just anything in life, do you not agree that conversation and communication was one of the things that helped heal you?
It really did. It really did. I appreciate all the prayers and things like that, but a conversation that goes a long way. And it don't have to be a conversation about your sickness. It's just a conversation to get your mind off of it. And then if there's some questions that you need to ask, just speak up. It's okay. But the thing about it is a lot of people are afraid to speak up because they don't know who they can trust.
Absolutely.
And so then they go through I'm just going to trust Jesus. I'm just going to get through this with Jesus, and it's Jesus and me alone and all that. But Jesus have put some people out there, but you just got to pray who that person is for that support.
Right.
And so where you can say something crazy and they say, okay, well, we understand you're going through this, and don't get judged by it. So you got to have a community, even if it's just that one person. You don't have to be 500 people or whatever, but even if it's just that one, you got to have that conversation. Just talk about it, and you'll see it's a difference. It doesn't make a difference, and when I say that God is God, when you comes to talking to a friend, I know the Bible says He'll stick closer than a brother, but He'll give you somebody that represents Him that stick just as close. And I believe in that.
The second commandment say, you know what it says, you got to love your brothers like you love yourself.
Exactly. You got to. So that's one thing. And another thing that I noticed that with music, it became challenging because I didn't want to do music anymore. When your mind is just gone, it's gone. And it was like I was almost giving the benediction to my keyboard and ready to throw something black over it and just let it sit there. But it's not that you don't want to play it. It's just that your mind is just not there to develop, because with chemo and things like that, it messes with your memory. And so it's like, what did I say that? Or they'll say, Mama, my daughter say, well, Mama, did you just said such and such? And I'll be like, what? I didn't think I'd ever see the day. But like people say, keep living.
Right.
So I keep living, and I'm starting noticing some things. The memory started fading just a little bit because of all the chemicals and things like that. But one thing that kept me also, meditation. So and it can be quiet meditation, or you can find you some music that just kind of soothes the spirit. Because, that's how David did with one of the kings. He played music and it soothed the spirit. So you get into a meditation time, get that in there, talk to somebody, go to your doctor's appointments. Feel free to just love God for even what you're going through. And because like I say, you want to be angry.
Yeah. Why
me, God? Why is it I'm going through this? Or why? And a lot of people say, why not me? That's fine and good, but we got to understand we're in this world, born to go through something.
Absolutely.
So that we can help others, and then realize how real God is. If we didn't have this, we would be too comfortable. And so we got to go through these things to know who God really is.
you about to make me do it again. Come on, girl. Come on.
So how did your family help you through this ordeal?
Great question.
So my husband, he took me to every appointment, and I really had to, because he didn't really speak up on it, but his mother passed of ovarian cancer. So I know when I got the diagnosis, it made him feel some type of way, even though he didn't talk about it, but he did later. And so I said a prayer for him, because even though a person is going through, it's not just me, your caregiver is going through it too. But he kept making positive notes, and he cooked all the time. Well, he cooks now, but he did the cooking and the cleaning, and he just made sure just some positive energy would go through. You need anything, and I'm like, are you okay? And he'll be like, yeah, I'm fine. But I knew that when that happened, I was like, well, Lord, you got to pray even over the one that is helping you out. But my family, they were great. I had to tell my mom, because my mom did have a stroke, and I didn't want to tell her. But mamas know stuff. And she kept asking, what's going on? What's happening with you? And all that. And I was like, no, Mom, I'm fine and all that. And then I went ahead and had to tell her that what happened. And she said, okay, I knew it was something, so thank you for telling me. So they were all positive, and they just kept good vibes going. And even the family that I married into, they would call and reach out to me on Facebook and everything. So it was really, it's been I don't know if this is going to make sense, but I'm going to say it. Even though it was rough, but it was kind of a joyful journey.
You done it to
I
me.
know that might not make sense.
No. I was waiting so I could get back in this conversation. It seemed like it was bad, but going through it was joyful, because you saw how your husband was there for you.
Yes.
You saw how your kids, your mother, you saw how the people that really got your back. That's why I say all men is out there. Now, your husband is, I'm gonna put him up there, because when a husband steps up and does what he's supposed to do and helps take care of the wife when she's going through,
Exactly.
you got gold on your hands, dog.
Yes.
You have gold.
And he did it.
Okay.
So I gotta say thank you to Deacon Anthony Foster.
Deacon Anthony Foster, bruh, I give it up for you. And then I got to turn over. I'm only saying that because I got the best of me sitting right next to me, and that's the reason why I'm surviving today. It's God, absolutely. But when He gives you that, and they do right,
Yes.
you can say what you just said. You can say that it was a joy, because I didn't struggle. I struggled going through the surgery part of it, but when I came home, hey.
So that's what the Bible gives you, a help meet, not a help mate.
Say that again, girl.
A help meet. So you can work together as one and get through these type of times and things like that. And that's one thing that being married for almost, we're going on 20 something years, a little bit over 20 years. It really doesn't show forth until sickness do step in. And then you realize who your help meet is. Because he could have said to me, I can't do this. You on your own, and you're going to have to figure it out for yourself. And divorce papers could have been signed, but he stayed in there. And because of that, I was like, God, I thank you. And I just had to start covering him, even though I was sick. He needed to be covered as well.
Good for Tim. That is so good.
I tell women out there, and it's been a learning process. Oh, Lord Jesus, y'all know. But whenever you are going through something, and for a woman, we want all the attention, but we got to remember God needs to bless your king of the house, and let God know that he needs to be covered, even though you might not say it, but let God know he needs to be covered as well, and vice versa. Because sometimes if the man's going through, the queen needs to be blessed and covered.
It definitely goes both ways.
It does.
Definitely goes both ways.
I was going to ask you about your daughter. How did she, because the daughters love their moms, so how did she take the news and I guess everything you went through?
So she surprised me when I told her about it. She was like, okay, you'll be fine. And I was like, okay. But that's how she is. She just believes in God. She does her little thought of the week every Sunday, but she just believed that I was going to be okay. And I think the only thing that really touched her is when I lost my hair. And because she's like me, she's very sensitive. And when that happened, it took a minute for her to get it together and realize like, oh, wow, my mom really is going through this. And so she would call me, and then I would talk to her. We would have conversation, open conversation, like, "Are you okay? And do you understand what's going on?" And she understood it all. And she just told me, she was like, "You're going to be okay. And I got my friends praying for you." And so they were calling me Auntie. They call me Auntie Tima. So they was like, "We got friends praying for you." And so she's really handled it very well.
Okay. Okay.
You got anything? Yeah.
And I did have some.
Come on.
I think I done lost it.
No, don't lose it now. Come on.
I know I was going to ask you. So, were you going in for a routine checkup? Because
How did it? So the story behind how I found the cancer was, it was back in December of 23. I caught this cold, this strange cold from out of nowhere. I was like, "Where's this cold coming from?" So I went ahead and was nursing myself on the cold. And then after that, just all of a sudden, my chest just went sore, just out of clear blue, about 2 or 3 days afterwards. And that's when I was like, "Man, what is really going on?" And that's when I found the knot. And so to me, that's divine intervention, because it was just weird how they all came to play. And so once I found that, I went ahead and went to the doctor, and they said, "Yeah, we see that you do have the trace of the cancer. But it doesn't run in my family, unless there are some ancestors I don't know about." Because they asked me, "Does it run in your family?" I said no, and they was shocked as to how I found it, because I wasn't doing the routine thing that most women are taught to do. It was just that one of those got sick and then went sore, and after that, the soreness went away. And then I knew I needed to go to the doctor.
So I guess when you say it was sore, because I know sometimes you get sore, so you like feeling on, and you was like, "Well, this feels kind of funny."
I was like, why am I so sore? Why am I so tender? So I was like, so that's when that happened, and I found it. And I was like, I think I need to go to the doctor. And that's how that happened. So to me, that was just divine intervention of God to let me know that, hey, something is going on with your body. Because we never know what's going on the inside. You can see the outside, but you never know what's going on the inside. But I do want to encourage women to always try their best to get their mammograms. And I was going to get one that year, because I was doing every other year. And so the first year, fine. And that I did it. Second year, fine. And then I found it before I went back for my next one. And so always just check and get those mammograms as frequent as possible, and then do your self-check.
Okay, so it's not good to take a year, skip a year, take a year, skip a year.
Yeah, it looks like it could just at any moment just happen.
Cause that's I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna do it," because you do it 1 year and you're like, "Well, they ain't fine none. I can skip a year and then do something else."
I'm a testimony to that, because that's the way I did. I was getting older, and I was like, "Okay, I'll just do every other year."
Okay, okay, wow. That's
So time goes by fast when you're having great conversation.
Yeah.
I got 2 things I want you to do for me before we get out of here.
Okay.
How long have, because you're a survivor, and we're gonna speak that, and we know this. How long have you been a survivor?
1 year.
1 year.
awesome.
Yes.
Girl, don't make me.
year.
Don't.
God is good. Let me tell you.
Wait a minute, you're doing it to me again, because This is my year.
Really?
Oh yes, girl.
And he's gonna be for 1 year on the 13th.
Woo.
Amazing.
Woo.
Amazing.
That yeah. So 1 year survivor. When I do worship now, because we're gonna go back to the worship side of it. When I do worship now, and I've always been like over the top when I do worship, because that's how much I love to worship my Savior and God, because that's how good He is to me. But now,
it's another level, isn't it?
It's
what, totally different.
Explain that level so people can, because I be wanting to bust out of my, like, literally when they say David danced out of his clothes, sometimes I can feel like I want to pull my coat off, I get hot, sweating,
so
even
true.
Worse now. So what? Explain that to the people.
It's kind of hard to explain.
It is.
But the thing about it is, it's like a joy that overflows beyond any type of words can even say. But it's just amazing when you see how amazing God can be. I had to speak somewhere in Lewisburg, and they were with me, and they got a picture. Oh, Lord. And because I hadn't spoken in a while, and I got an opportunity to speak at a women's conference, it just to know what God did, because they was talking about brokenness in women, and to see that that word went forth, and I got so excited that I feel like I could have ran out of my skin on that
Wow.
day. But it's another level of joy. It's another level of peace. And it's almost like you can't contain the anointing of God that has healed your spirit and your mind
in your body.
in your body. And you just want to almost run all over the place. It's like you get that extra burst of energy, that second wind, but it's a different type of second wind. When they say that they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength, it's another level of renewed strength that you get when you come out of this and go through it. When you get in the storm, when you go through the storm, it's rough. When you're in the middle of it, there's peace. But then you got to come out the other side. It's rough again. But when you get to that side,
When you get to that side.
oh Lord, I mean, I tell you, it is amazing, and it just makes you want to you're not shouting for show. You shouting because there's the salvation of God
And
in your healing.
It's so funny that you said that, because I don't ever want nobody to think that it's a show, because I can go there now, and I'm a man that can do it, and I'm not ashamed to
And
do
not
it.
ashamed.
And sometimes I be like, I pray that nobody be thinking, but I be so hyped now.
Yes.
Even the more I was hyped at first, but now it's a whole different thing. We
It
got to
is.
get out of here. I want you to. Real quick, anything else, baby?
No, she hit everything on the nose. I mean, I've been saying I'm gonna go get my mammogram. I'm gonna make sure I get it done. I've been
Yes,
just been
please
putting it
do.
off to the, keep putting everything else in front of it. But now, you're helping me. Like I say, if it's one person, so it's me. Make sure I make that appointment.
Please do. And to all the ladies that are going through the breast cancer or any type of cancer, please get you a support system and be obedient to the doctors, because obedience is better than sacrifice. And always have that faith that God got you no matter what you're going through, because I knew God had me. But like I said, you're going to have those moments, and there's nothing wrong, and there's nothing to be ashamed of. It's just that those things happen, but don't let the devil win when God's got the power.
Amen. Victory is yours.
It is.
Ours.
Fatima Foster, young lady, evangelist, you have been amazing tonight.
Yes.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so blessed to have. Yes, it's been a blessing. You said so many great things, and I pray, like I said, you're preaching without saying the word.
That's right.
Continue to preach without saying the word. Let people see how you have taken this and beat it with success, with
Man.
happiness, with joy, and you
Yes.
didn't let it take you. Preach without saying the word. And I
Amen.
thank you for tonight.
Yes.
Thank you as well.
We're gonna speak healing. We're speaking healing over your body, everything that God is gonna restore, every piece, every limb, everything that you're going through. Cancer will not return. We're speaking that because I'm just
Yes.
like you say, He got you. Yeah, I know this. So
Amen.
a blessing, a blessing, a blessing. Thank you once again, my girl Amanda in the building, y'all.
Hey, Amanda.
I
My sister over there.
I ain't gonna put my other special people that just walked in the building tonight. I ain't gonna even put them on the spot tonight, but we love them for walking in the building on tonight. We're not even gonna let you know who that is. But y'all, it's been a great night. Monica, you got anything you want to say before we get out of here tonight?
Just saying thank you for listening to the Tab Nashville Gospel Radio, and don't forget to
Yes.
subscribe on Sacrificial Conversations on YouTube.
And y'all, we're gonna be coming back, y'all, with my boy Canton Jones. Ken, I keep on telling you, I'm waiting on that interview. Monica's gonna reach out to your Miss Ramona. So I'm finna play you going out, man, because you have been blessing you've been blessing me for many, many years. But we're gonna take it out with my bro Canton Jones, preacher man. Y'all be blessed. Fatima, be blessed, young lady. Y'all have a blessed evening out there. We love you all. WFTB 104.1 FM, Tab Nashville Gospel Radio. Be blessed. I told y'all it was going to be a good conversation, Sacrificial Conversations. Did you subscribe yet? Hit that like button. You might get something that's going to help your life. Y'all be blessed.